I want to say, first of all, that I'm quite proud of my college alma mater today. You know, we say no applause, but how can you not applaud after praise to the Lord? I mean, fantastic. And Mike, thank you. Such a great year for you and us to share this together, and a good day for that. You've got something in your packet or your bulletin this morning. I think mine's yellow, but yours is green. It's a little card. Could you take that out? I just want to tell you about this real quickly. When I served a church in Red Wing, Minnesota, this was about 15 or 20 years ago, I used to run with a group of guys, and we ran together every Monday and Wednesday, and then Saturday morning we kind of go out for a little longer run. And, you know, over those years, if you guys ever do this with people, you just become really good friends. Because, how can you not? You're out running down the road, and we are talking and laughing and telling jokes, and you're talking about things like faith and the economy and politics. Wonderful. But we became good friends. One of the guys I used to run with was an accountant in the Red Wing. And so we were out running on a Saturday morning one day, went out for a long run and came back. We got back to the YMCA, and we went down to the locker room and showered and changed clothes and everything to get back to whatever we were doing, work or whatever. And I went out to my car, and I noticed that there was a piece of paper folded up underneath the windshield wiper on the front windshield. So I thought, oh, great, there's probably another advertisement for some pancake breakfast tomorrow. During church, take my people away. And so I opened it up, and it wasn't luckily a pancake breakfast advertisement. It was a verse from the Bible, and it was actually two verses, and it was these. From Zephaniah. When was the last time you read Zephaniah? Pastor Gary told me this morning this year, yesterday, Zephaniah. Boy. But here's what it says. So this is under my windshield, okay? Do not fear, O Zion. Do not let your hands grow weak. The Lord your God, He's in your midst. A warrior who gives victory. Now here's the best part. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will renew you His love. He will exult over you with loud singing as on a day of festival. I don't remember the last time that somebody told me that they were exulting over me. I don't know about you, maybe I'm different, but nobody's told me. I kind of hope my mom and dad were exulting over me when I was born. But I just never heard anybody say, I'm exulting over you. Or, I'm rejoicing with you. That maybe is a little bit more frequent. Or, I'm renewing you with my love. Now, here are two verses from the third chapter of Zephaniah. I can't remember when the last time I read Zephaniah was, but these are unforgettable to me because my friend, Dave, put a little leaflet, a little piece of paper under the windshield wiper of my car on Saturday morning with these words on it. I will exult over you as on a day of festival. Those are God's words. I will renew you in my love. And furthermore, I am rejoicing over you. Have you heard that recently? I kind of think the Transfiguration story has something to do with what this particular passage did for me. It was kind of burned into my heart. It's unforgettable. And so on that day, Peter, James, and John are up at the top of the mountain, and Peter kind of gets knocked. We've always kind of knocked him for wanting to stay on the mountain. Because Jesus has work to do, and He has His disciples with Him to do that work. We need to go back down to the city, to the world, to help bring healing, to be a light to the nations, to tell people that they are loved, to show them that, and to care for the needy and oppressed, and those on the edges. Yes, absolutely. But Peter wants to just stay for a while and bask in the light of a glory that he had never seen before. should not pay for that. Because you got to see and experience the glory of God. And I think the glory of God is God saying to God's people and God's Son, I delight in you. You're my Son, Jesus. You're my beloved. I delight in you and everything about you. And everything about Jesus includes going to a cross and just pouring his whole life out for somebody else's sake so that they might be saved and healed and renewed in God's love and exalted over and rejoiced over. See, part of the glory of God. And the rest of the glory of God is that the people who see that and who know that in Jesus Christ also know that that same promise is given to them, to you. I delight in you. I exalt over you. I renew you in my love. Those are God's words to you. You want to be on the mountaintop today? Stay for a while. I'd kind of like you to just look around, and if you want to look at the Christ candle burning or the candles on the altar, I'd like you to just savor that for a few minutes here on a Sunday morning, because I think we all need it. The candles, the light, the hope, the truth is everything we need, because we get a steady diet of the opposite. We get a steady diet of a different message in this life. Let me remind you. Who's told you, for instance, that you are worthless? They're wrong. Who's told you that you are less than them? They're wrong. Who's told you that you couldn't be forgiven after sinning? They're wrong. Who's told you that you aren't good enough? Dead wrong. Who's told you that you can't be a part of their group? Wrong. Who's told you that you don't matter? They're wrong. Who's told you that you would never amount to anything? Wrong. Who's told you that a big mistake in your life is unforgivable and has sealed your fate for the rest of your life? They're wrong. Who's told you that God couldn't or doesn't love you for things you've done? They're wrong. Who's told you that God has given up on you? They're wrong. You are my beloved, my sons and my daughters. Listen to me, Jesus says. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that everyone who believes in him would not perish, but have eternal life. God did not come into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. I am the gate. Whoever enters by me will be saved, and will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that you would have life and have it abundantly. At once, Jesus perceived in his spirit that they were discussing questions among themselves, and he said to them, "Why do you raise such questions in your heart? Which is easier to say to the paralytic, your sins are forgiven? Or stand up and take your mat and walk? But so that you know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins," he said to the paralytic, "I say to you, stand up. Take your mat and go home." And he stood up and immediately took the mat and went out before all of them, so that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, "We have never seen anything like this." they came to Jesus and saw a demoniac sitting there, clothed and in his right mind, the very man who had had the legion of demons, and they were afraid. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been possessed by demons begged him that he might be with him. But Jesus refused and said, "Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and what mercy he has shown you." But when they saw Jesus walking on the sea, they thought it was a ghost and cried out, for they all saw him and were terrified. But immediately he spoke to them and said, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." He sat down, called the 12, and said to them, "Whoever wants to be first must be last of all, and a servant of all." And he took a little child and put it among them. And taking it in his arms, he said to them, "Whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me welcomes not me, but the one who sent me." Whenever you stand praying, forgive. And if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father may in heaven may also forgive your trespasses, forgive. Jesus said, "The time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of God has come near. Repent. Believe the good news." While they were eating, he took a loaf of bread, and after blessing it, he broke it, gave it to them, and said, "Take, this is my body." Then he took a cup, and after giving thanks, he gave it to them, and all of them drank from it. He said to them, "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many." Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" Supposing him to be the gardener, she said to him, "Sir, you have carried him away. Tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud there came a voice, "This is my Son, the beloved. Listen to him." You are God's Son.